Hey guys, woo! Well, it's been quite a day, but welcome back to week 7 recap. Got a lot of things to talk about today. Um, this is going to be the I'm Incredibly Poor edition. I'll get to that in a second. But first, I have to give out a trigger warning for Chris, and I'm going to start our week out like this.
Go Vikings, let's win this game. Go Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run out the score. You'll hear us yell for more. Beat that big
Now, wasn't that just magical? Of course, for those who don't know, I pulled a giant win out of my butt to move to 5-2 over Chris. Basically, thanks to the Vikings offense, which wow got lucky late. Had a lot of people out. My London games sucked, as you think I want to learn by now that those were just a giant question mark for players. So we're just going to dive right into it. Um, Between Kirk Cousins, Latavius Murray, and Adam Thielen, that was like 80 of my points. 80, 70, about almost 70 of my points. And then Trey Burton, go Chicago, rounded it out. Otherwise, it was just abysmal. It just was bad across the board. Looking over at Chris didn't fare much better. Um, yeah. Wait, no, you didn't have any. What was it? Yeah. Anyway, I need to focus. Focus. Okay, got it. I was sweating it out. Tyreek Hill did have a great game Monday night or Sunday night, and I was waiting. I was going to the movies. Went to go see the new Halloween movie. It's great. You should check it out. Definitely a good '80s Hank film. But yeah, between that, also Andy Dalton was off, or Andy Dalton was off. True statement. Bengals offense was just off entirely, so that limited Tyler Boyd. All in all, extremely lucky to beat Chris. I can't gloat too much because that's honestly what it is. A lot of my wide receivers, my better wide receivers, were on bye. My running back is stable, is on fire, and they're burning alive. It's just that was lucky. Chris, you're fine. Like 9 times out of 10, you win that game. Pulled one out of my butt, or should I say, the Vikings pulled a win out of my butt. Yeah, crazy game. B Wade, good win over Nick. B Wade is still cruising along, moving to 6-1. Nick falling to 2-5. While Patrick Mahomes did thing with Nick, I know with the I suck or you suck, I don't suck, you suck version last week. Patrick Mahomes is definitely carrying Nick's team. Tampa Bay, the Fitz Magic and Jameis Rapist Magic. I don't know what the phrase is there, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah, there's some struggles, and we're definitely seeing that. The winning scores are kind of decreasing by the week, and that's about this time. Yeah, I mean, we're week 7 in the season. Fantasy-wise, getting close to that playoff time. Injuries are setting in, and it's tough. It is tough sledding. With BYU, so Cam Newton is something I didn't think he was going to do, and actually ball out against the Eagles to do that big comeback, putting up 30 points. That was huge. I actually sat him in some of my other leagues. Katie did as well, thinking that Philly's defense would be a little bit better than that, but obviously not. Tevin Coleman, obviously coming in for the Devontae Freeman, definitely getting his points there. Kerryon Johnson, carry on my wayward son, finally broke out. Still no touchdown because Vikings or Lions offensive coordinator thinks it's great just to run blunt around the goal line, which is dumb. That's a garbage fire. But Kerryon finally had 158 yards, a couple of receptions for another 20 or 30 yards. It was a good day for him, good day for us Auburn folks waiting to see Kerryon. He definitely established himself as the premier back in that offense. Now, whether he'll be used like that going forward, that's anyone's guess. Sonny Michel getting dinged up, that was a big hit. He's been putting up good numbers for New England as of late. OBJ definitely getting his. I know he's been kind of almost, in my opinion, trade-worthy. He has not been consistent this year, but that's really not his fault. Eli is definitely not the quarterback he used to be. A lot of issues going on with the Giants. As some of you know, Zach Ertz, I think he broke a reception mark for tight ends this past week. Definitely getting hit. So B-Wade, looking forward. Very, very strong team. Definitely a big team to beat. That'd be a big win going forward. I think B-Wade, at this point, I think B-Wade could probably lose the rest of the games and and still make it to the playoffs. We'll go ahead and call it a clincher, but we'll see. Steve getting a good win over Colin, moving to 6-5. Colin falling to 3-4. I won't be mean to Colin this time. Steve team doing good. Carson Wentz definitely, he's been progressing, definitely going up. Other than that, yeah, pretty standard. Julio Jones still running around. Did he get a touchdown this week? It won't tell me. If he does, I know Julio Jones, touchdowns have eluded him all season, but he still gets his points, so good for him. Redskins D over Dallas, surprisingly strong. That's definitely good. So Steve, yeah, picking up good points. 127 definitely would have won a lot of games this week. So good looking ahead there. Colin, still not terrible. Emmanuel Sanders decided to make his presence known, but Arizona is just awful. General Trey tip, if you have a player playing against Arizona, start them with confidence. Start and forget, whatever terminology you want. Arizona is awful. And it's just teams are putting up, or your high profile players are putting up just stupid numbers against them. The Denver defense last week had 40 points against them. I mean, it was just stupid. So, Trey tip, if one of your good players is starting against Arizona, or even a questionable player, it's kind of been up and down, start them. Because, holy crap, they're bad. So, Alex Smith, David Johnson, so with Colin, that's a big thing going forward. So, Arizona fired their offensive coordinator. So, if you have Larry Fitzgerald or another offensive player for the Cardinals, TBD. Or stay tuned, because that's going to be interesting going forward. David Johnson is a extremely talented running back, and I hope that turns out better for Colin in the future, because it sucks to see such a great player mired by just an incompetent NFL staff. You think the NFL is best in the world, but how do these coaches get there? It's weird, and I don't know. I mean, shoot, Saban was shit in the NFL, so there you go. Going to Riley and Brennan, another low-scoring game. Again, Colin, you would have won some here. Riley getting the win, 107-88. Riley moving to 3-4. Brennan falling to 2-5. Definitely with these 2-5 teams, definitely need to start winning for playoff time. It's getting down. It's getting about that time. So looking at Riley's stat, we won't look at Mac Breda, who finished with negative points. Phillip Rivers quietly having an insane year, by the way. Obviously, if you're a Chargers receiver, maybe that's not been a good year. There's so many mouths to feed fantasy-wise. That's kind of hard. But Phillip Rivers, solid start. Obviously, Riley probably wants to be better than where he is now. But definitely, it's a good quarterback going forward. Tariq Cohen has kind of emerged in Chicago. Jordan Howard has kind of fallen off the map, especially in our half PPR. Tariq Cohen, that's big. That's big going forward. Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen or whatever. He's been great for me. I have Stephon Diggs in other leagues. I feel like Diggs is very game script dependent, in that, if they get ahead, way ahead, which Minnesota has been doing, that Stephon Diggs as the deep threat is just not going to be utilized as much. But I know Vikings schedule gets a little harder, so we'll see. It's definitely late game. Minnesota has not really been passing a lot, and it's suffered. It's hard. Shoot over to Brennan. Like I said, Andy Dalton. Yeah, Andy Dalton's been putting up huge numbers. All of a sudden, Kansas City with a really weak defense, and Andy Dalton's nowhere to be found. That was definitely a big upset. Not upset in the traditional sense, but if you had Andy Dalton, you were definitely upset. It was not what you were expecting. I'm sure that'll improve going forward. I know I've been saying every week that I'm waiting for Nelson Aguilar to break out, but I just haven't seen it. He's just another 5 points, not getting it done. Michael Thomas, New Orleans, yep, got his. Vikings D, yep, got his. Kyle Rudolph with a suspiciously quiet game. I know he's a little bit red zone dependent, but you would think he'd get more than 2 points, especially with half PPR. So, yeah. So, Brennan, tough sled this week. I think if this was a different week, I think you would have a lot higher score. But those are the breaks here in fantasy. That's why no one's perfect. Jumping down to Matthew and Will. Similar records here. Matthew moves to 3-4. Will falls to 2-5. Again, both these teams kind of need to start hitting the win streak column to has a hope chance to make the playoffs. Another big concern is Alvin Kamara. Getting 40.5 points has definitely been a shadow of himself, putting up the 30s, 40s. I think he even hit 50 one time or just under it. I don't know if that's game script things. I don't know if those are better defenses keying off of him. I don't know if that's Mark Ingram coming back. I haven't been watching a lot of Saints games, admittedly, but those are just some of the things I'm bouncing around. It is weird. Alex Collins continues to suck. Trust me, I know how in other leagues. AJ Green, probably the only Bengals player to benefit the other night. Yeah, that's about it. Matthew gets a good win, but definitely kind of a shadow of his former self when Matthew's putting up the 150s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, I think even. I think he just had bad luck with the matchups that you get the top score of the week. That's why you're sitting at 3 and 4, because I know your offensive numbers have definitely been on the high side. Will here, I mean, looking at your top two, like Brady and Kareem Hunt definitely got theirs. Bilal Powell, neck injury right off the bat. That sucked. I have him in yet another league. Break small animal bones, twigs, whatever. It was bad. Pretty solid day throughout. Will, like if Bilal had a full game, maybe we'd be talking an upset. Tough sledding, but yeah, injuries are part of it. You got to rebound, readjust, go forward. In the final game of the week, the upset game of the week, Matt over BMO. BMO no longer undefeated, moving to 6-1. Not Matthew, moving to 4-3. Pretty intense, high-scoring game. Carlos Hyde for Jacksonville getting thrown up to 0. That killed BMO. Killed him. But everyone else, Sterling Shepard, his coming out party, where has that been? 20 points. Saquon Barkley, he got his. Jameis Winston, I guess there's a little bit of magic there. I mean, he granted with the Browns, but he put up 25.5 points. Texas D, strong. I mean, Deshaun Watson had a damn deflated lung or something like that, still played, but D got it done. Just a lot of crazy points. But then you shift over to Matt, and it was just Jarvis Landry kind of found his calling in Cleveland. I mean, been fantasy trash with the Dolphins forever, and then now he's in Cleveland. He's putting up, kind of a good starting wide receiver. He'll be getting his. TJ Yeldon with Fournette being out is definitely a steady start. That's great. Todd Gurley obviously is going to do what Todd Gurley does, especially against trash teams like San Francisco. And Rams D too. Like Rams may be the team to beat in college football. It's definitely a lot of Rams. So I need Kupp to come back in the worst way. I need it bad. But yeah, Matt being the top scorer of the week, just huge numbers. Just big across the board. That'll be tough to beat going forward. That's all I got for you guys on this we're 2 weeks, about a week, almost a week out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, a week from Halloween. So we will jump ahead real quick to see this spooky Halloween week. Of course, I draw BMO. That's going to be interesting. Right now, I'm expected to lose by 40 points, but I think I have some bye weeks in there, so that's going to be good. I think I'm the only current team in 5-2. I think B Wade and BMO are both 6-1. Yes, I'm the only other team 5-0. So I guess if they're tied for first, I'm third. We'll see. So that's going to be a big pivotal game. BMO, I'm trying to give you my best. We'll see. Go easy on me. I was looking around the league. A lot of teams. If you're 3-4, 2-5, and playing a 2-4, 2-5, or 3-4, got to get those wins. Work that waiver wire. I'm looking at Brendan and Matthew, Will and Steve. That may be a de facto elimination game. We shall see how the rest of the season plays out, but that's definitely going to be a big one there. B-Wade gets Chris. That'll be good. I know Chris is at 4-3, wants to be better than that, but Chris has put up big numbers as well. Nick and Riley, that will be a huge game. If Riley gets someone's there, that might put Nick out of it. And Colin looks to rebound against Matt, who just, as I said earlier, is our top scorer this week. So, hope everyone has a good week. Oh, yeah, the reason I'm poor, I forgot to mention that. So, our HVAC decided to go out last night, so I'm going to be harvesting body parts from homeless people downtown Huntsville to pay for it, because that's just awesome. Apparently, the guy said, flames crept up our ducts and into our house last night when we were sleeping. So, I'm glad to be here. Glad to keep doing this for y'all. I'm going to go eat dinner, clean up the house, do whatever my lovely wife wants me to do. So, y'all have a great week, and I will catch you next time.